Hey guys, here I am. I'm back. And here's the giant box that doesn't fit in frame at all. But it's Crate Club. It is July 2022. Now, I remember a bunch of people commenting that this was only going to be a quarterly box when we looked at it last month, which was actually just a few weeks ago. This is here courtesy of awesome Patreon member, great channel supporter, Adam. They buy the box, have it sent here so we can all take a look at it and either love it or make fun of it, and then gets reboxed up and sent to its real home. So cool. I am just going to I'm just going to open this box right up, and we're going to see what's in it, because I can't even have this whole thing on the table and look at the whole box. So let's take a look at everything that comes in Crate Club. And wow, this is funny because I'm opening this up and everything that's in this box we have. Well, just you wait a second. Hold on. All right, there we go. Now, as I was saying, I think with the exception of one item, literally everything in this box we have seen in different battle boxes. Everything. I mean, everything. So here's the General's box, the General's Crate Club for July. Now, once again, like I said this before, I'm not going to kind of what's the word I'm looking for, guys? I'm not going to kind of penalize with my opinion the box for giving us stuff that we've seen in other boxes, because we are just starting this out, and you know, theoretically, technically, just because somebody has one box doesn't mean that they will have had the other. But this is all very familiar stuff, except for this guy right here. So we'll go in order, and we'll see. I mean, it's weird though. It's all. Is there a connection between Crate Club and Battle Box? I think somebody had mentioned that there is. And maybe this we have not seen. We'll take a look at everything we've got here, and we will. We'll talk about, I mean, I can talk about what I thought when it first came in Battle Box versus what I think now. So we're going to start with the Arcane Concerted Arc Bands. I feel like we saw these before. So these are basically, what these are is these are a step up from the good old bungee cords. They are bungee cords with little locks on them. There are no prices in the supply drop little book here. I can't. Wow, you need there you go. Interesting. They're made in the USA, which is nice, but are the different? Oh, one. The different colors. Do they represent different tensile strengths there? Maybe. I don't know. I could see some uses for it. Interesting little item. I mean, this would be like, if I was doing Battle Box, this better be a basic item. But I'm sorry, I'm not gonna conflate or compare boxes. I could see some uses for this though. Some quick attachments for things. I've seen worse items. But and at least they're quick release. Not bad. I mean, they certainly are for small little items. What do they say? Like, you know, you can attach a tourniquet or something, or yeah, not bad. I mean, not great. Interesting. Kind of somewhere between like it and meh. Somewhere. I'm not sure. Length may vary up to 3/8 of an inch. They're approximately 6 1/4, and they stretch to 11 inches. All right. I feel like I can actually make some good use out of these somewhere in the field, though, you know, with some kind of gear. So that's cool. We've got another Grail. So we just got a Grail in some box. I can't remember. And then this is the Ultra Press. I'm not going to take this out because we just did Grail. And I'm going to leave this nice and packed up for its owner. But, so we have really been deciding that the Grail, wait one, All right, so this is the third iteration of a Grail that I've seen. So this is just another. This is the first Grail I've ever seen from any box. So Grail is a cool kind of, if you're not familiar, it's a higher speed filtering device. You scoop up some water and you've got filters. It works like a French press, and then you just there we go. And you just kind of squeeze the tube through if there was water in here, but there's not water in here. And it filters as you squeeze it, and then you either have water stored, or you can drink it right away, or you can pour it into a larger container. And all Grails work on the same general principle. Some are bigger, better, faster than others. The one we just got, I don't remember if it was the exact same one as this, or I don't know, but the general consensus among the crowd, among all you guys, is that this is a pretty good water filtering device. It removes bacteria, microorganisms. It filters. It's pretty cool. So while the first time I looked at it, I was unsure. This is the first one I ever saw. This very simple kind of version of it. I'm kind of a convert to it after discussing it with some of you guys and seeing your input and watching some videos. Might not be as cost efficient as some of the other like Life Straws and stuff out there, but in terms of ease of use and some other applications and methods, Grails turn out to be pretty good and they're highly recommended. So that's a good item. And like I said, I'm going to leave it so its actual owner can be the first one to open it up and mess with it. So next, we've got something else by Slint. I know. It's they want you to pronounce it silent. I like calling it Slint. So another Faraday bag type thing. The last one we saw was like the Faraday dry bag. So let's see. So we've got two plastic pockets. You can put your Slint business card in it or whatever. But this is to either protect your electronics from incoming waves, or to keep anything you have from radiating outwards, in the way such as you want your phone, your GPS, whatever, to disappear off the grid for a while. That's what a Faraday bag does. They were originally, from what I understand anyway, designed to protect against electromagnetic interference, EMPs, things like that. But then we figured out that, hey, if they work one way, why can't they work the other? So if you're going somewhere and you don't want your phone to be seen wherever it happens to be, or you don't want radio waves going in or out either way, any kind of trons radiating, that's what these bags are for. Now, we saw in the last time we unboxed them, there are much simpler versions of this that are literally just those Mylar kind of coated, treated bags. These ones, the silent, they include the the actual Faraday kind of treatment with some, nylon, with some actual bag, with some actual gear. So you don't have to have something extra to put that Faraday device into. Now, they say it has external windows for evidence tagging or identification, so I guess you can write, phone I don't want anybody to track. Put it in there, for example. Phone in the bag, and then it has now disappeared from my Wi-Fi network and from GPS and everything else. And to some people, this is very, very important. This is not waterproof and all that other stuff, like the dry bag was, but, this does say it blocks cellular, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, RFID, NFC, EMP, and EMF radiation. To some people, something like this might be essential, depending on what their particular, attitudes and their methods are. To me, I say it's one of those things where it's, it's back in the category of, I'm probably not going to use it, but better to have it and not need it than one day need it and not have it. So there we go. All right, next up, we have this light band, which we saw in a battle box. And initially, I was a little skeptical until I tried this thing out. And this actually is a pretty nice light up device. I don't suppose this thing is charged at all, but you have your external battery pack basically, which you can charge here through USB-C. And the one thing is, you've got this external battery pack, and it's a fairly large battery pack that goes into this little elastic retainer. So you've got the battery. It's a little bit lopsided weight-wise, but did I put that in? I put that in completely the wrong side. So the battery pack comes out for charging, and then it plugs into here. And I don't know if there is any charge in it at all right now, but I guess not. I'll just connect it to my phone charger for a minute because it's a USB-C device, so we can see. Turns on. You got different light levels. You've got your red predator vision, and yeah, so it's a pretty decent. Oh, then we got the flashers. Sorry, pretty decent little device there. And you know, I have messed with it, and again, since we've seen it before in a whole other unboxing, it actually is a pretty nice. At the high end, it's a 520 lumen light. It is flexible, so it bends around your head, and you don't have just this one beam of light. You have, you know, a whole arc of light around you. IPX4, so you know you can have it outside and get rained on and everything like that. You know, it's pretty good. It is kind of dust resistant a little bit. It's sort of kind of, you can wear it around, you can get it sweaty. 26 hours of light on the low setting. They don't really tell you how much on the high setting, but very simple operation and fairly comfortable to wear. I don't know particularly off the top of my head how long it takes this little battery pack to charge, but this is actually a pretty decent headlamp for doing all sorts of hands-free light work. So I actually do like this thing. This can go in like it. Now, something new that I haven't seen. This is the Bushnell Mini GPS. This may require some further observation and looking at. I haven't used an actual standalone GPS in a while. I think Bushnell, I think of like optics, and I think of binoculars and things like that. That's just the first thing that comes to mind for me when I hear that brand name. It's a decently small size. I started counting. Oh, hello. Satellites loading. I wonder if it's going to be able to find satellites inside. I stepped outside just to turn it on and see if we can connect to some satellites, and the time is very wrong. That is not what time it is at all. It's about 4 hours fast, but we could probably change that. That is probably all correct. Well, no, sunset is not 12:34 p.m. Moonrise is, I don't know. Interesting. I'm not sure what all needs to be changed on that or how we do it. We've got a compass, and there we have our cords. And to be honest with you, I don't know if that's entirely accurate for where I'm sitting right now, but no trip. And then we've got brightness up and down. Well, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be doing much right now. The brightness up and down buttons. And then it says if we long hold this, it should get us to settings. Settings. You know what? I might mess with it just for a minute to see what happens. There's the backlight. Okay. Oh. Firmware upgrade. Do we need to do that? Okay. Oh, we've got to calibrate some stuff. Did I do it? Calibration complete. Okay. Let's calibrate the altimeter. I have no idea what the current altitude is. So, you know what? We will just, we'll go back. Go back. Oh, and look, it's got the right time. That's nice. That's very nice. And it's got the right sunrise and the right sunset now all of a sudden. And moonrise and moonset and things like that. Although moonrise at 9:36 a.m. and moonset at, okay, whatever. I'm not. Hunt fish times. Interesting. Okay, so it's an interesting little device. It's something that I would need to play with more, to mess with, and I don't know if we're gonna do all that for right now. Let's turn it off. Goodbye. Okay. I definitely would need to put more time into this. I think it can be a useful little thing. I wonder what does it connect to there? It's got a little fob that you can hold onto it. That definitely screws into something. I guess we'd have to find out what their little accessories are. But cool. All right, interesting. And then the last item in this box is something that exactly came with BattleBots once upon a time. The Caliloa Big Kahuna compression sack. I'm not going to take it out again and do it all over, but you basically undo these straps and it folds out completely. You put stuff in it and you wrap it back up and you compress it, and it becomes a backpack. It is what it is. I don't know. Very interesting that this is all, except for a couple things, all stuff that we've seen in BattleBots before. There's one other item. One other item. And I was not a big fan of this knife in BattleBots either. Let's see. I believe this was actually a knife of the month in BattleBots. There is a big difference between Fox Edge and Fox knives. I like Fox knives. Fox Edge is okay. But this thing was just kind of weird to me, in my personal opinion. There are some people that really, really like this knife, though. So, you've got this, which makes it look like an access lock knife. This is not. This is a lock. A lock to lock it open. So, it's not a one-handed knife at all. But you open it up, and you've got a large blade, a very large blade. I mean, a large, heavy-duty type blade. Okay. So, there's that. You have a nice sharpening / finger choil here, so you can get a nice choke up. You've got great jimping on the spine of the blade in two different places, so you know your finger can rest there and really get good control of the blade. But it is heavy. It is a heavy knife, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you do have a nice thick blade stock here for doing all sorts of stuff. But it is a lockback as well. I would love to have a thumb stud here to open it manually with one hand instead of having to use two hands. Now, what looks like it should be a nice convenient access lock for one-handed use is actually a double lock to prevent you from using the lockback here. I don't know why anybody would need that. Lockbacks are consistently some of the safest, most effective locking knives in the world. Why you would need this keeps it from opening. Also, I don't know why that comes into play or what that's for. They say it's a Cerakoted black finish, yet it still comes all oiled up and everything. Okay, that's cool. Off the top of my head, I forget what kind of steel this is, but I'll put it all in text and everything too. It's not an uncomfortable knife. It's just it's an odd choice, the way that they give you that lock back, but then this extra lock here, which you really shouldn't need with a lock back. Especially since there's no protrusion of the lock back. You're not going to accidentally, there's no way to accidentally hit that thing. You have to really mean it and get your thumb inside the G10 depression there to close it. It is, I would say, it could qualify as a heavy-duty folder because of the thickness of the blade steel, because of the functionality and the nature of a lockback, where that is a really secure locking system. It's not prone to fail on you or anything like that. So, wasn't a big fan of it when it first came. And maybe I've warmed up to the design a little bit now, but I still would love to have a clip so I didn't have to carry it in this little nylon pouch. You know, it's got PALS type webbing, so you can put it on, you know, whatever kind of gear. You can take this out, you can put it overhand there for like a belt loop, or you can rig it up for scout carry, if that's how you want to do it. It's just, I would much rather just have a clip on the knife so I could put it in my pocket or on a belt directly if that's the way I feel like carrying it. It's finished pretty nicely. I always say something stupid like that and then the knife doesn't want to cut again. After I say it's finished nicely, and then it won't cut. But it's a decent knife. It's like I said, another. I feel like this box is like a battle box overstock box. I don't know. It's interesting. Interesting box. Not bad stuff though. This is a good filter. This is a very good water filter to have. This is actually a pretty good hands-free light. These, not terribly exciting. I'm not sure they're not worth a whole lot in terms of value, but they're not useless items. This, I don't know. I don't know how much I would use this or how useful it is. I'd have to play with it. I mean, you really have to be an outdoorsy, in the woods, you know, trekking kind of person. Maybe hunting, fishing, stuff like that, for this to be of any use to you. I'm not sure about the splint. Take it or leave it. And this is a large knife, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that can make good use of it. Overall, though, I'm not thoroughly impressed. Oh, and don't forget this thing. I don't know why they have to make it so brightly colored. Is it because it's a Hawaii Caliloa? It's a Hawaii bag? I don't know. Whatever. I'm not overly impressed with this. I mean, it just is stuff that, I don't know. I would have loved to have seen things that we haven't seen before in other boxes, but it is what it is. So it's still nice to see kind of how the boxes are going and what they've got. If this was my box, I wouldn't be very disappointed in getting this stuff, though. Again, great item, good to have. I mean, great to have in terms of what it can do for you. I definitely would not be disappointed in getting another one of these. This is a very good hands-free light. I think I've said it like 5 times now. Curious about this, would like to work with this further and just, you know, maybe see how it works with something fun like geocaching or whatever. And now that I look at this knife, I'm looking at it as a big blank canvas, potential for customizing or something in the shop. But I probably, honestly, would not be carrying it so much because it's just ungainly big and heavy. Yeah. So now I'm ready for your thoughts and your comments, guys. What do you think of this General's box from Crate Club? Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? Yeah, go ahead. So thanks again to my awesome Patreon team members who, especially, you know, the ones who, they're already going above and beyond, but they go above and beyond to help fund specifically things like this so we could take a look at them. Hey man, if you would want me to, I could send this back to you exactly as is, or as just an added bonus thank you, I would be more than happy to do something one of a kind and custom to this knife in the shop for you. Let me know. Message me, email me, whatever. Let me know if you'd like me to work on this and do something unique with it for you before I send all this stuff back. Or I can send it back and this can go back on its own, just when it's all done too. please let me know your thoughts on that, because I'd be happy to do it for you. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us for this one. And again, love to know your thoughts on it all, and where you think this particular box is going. Again, very interesting that this is mostly all stuff that we have seen in another box from time to time. And while you're thinking about your comments and writing what you're gonna say, remember that you guys are all absolutely awesome, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.